markets, I will break down my strategy step by step. A lot of you asked, and this strategy has made me millions of dollars before I turned 25. Simple, systematic, repeatable process. No bullshit, not complicated, and backed by results. So here on my charts, this is the last trade I've taken on EuroGBP, live trading with the Hidden Edge members. Actually, before you say I'm bullshitting, let me go to my FX book. That's the account. All right, so as you can see, this strategy has made me $400,000 since April. I started this account in April. This is the graph. My average win is 9.4 thousand. My average loss is $3,000. So just above 1 to 3 on average, risk to reward. This is, as you can see, my month by month performance. Last month was unprofitable month, but it's, I guess, just part of being a trader. It is what it is. But as you can see, I'm not talking about one trade or 1 week. I'm talking of months of consistency. No fucking bullshit. So let's jump into the charts. I want to explain exactly how I trade this. Simple, systematic execution. Every time frame in my system, in my strategy has a purpose, right? On higher time frames, we look for bias. We just basically identify in which direction we want to trade. 15 to 30 minute time frame helps me to identify where I want to trade from. And lastly, between 1 to 5 minutes, I look on where I'm going to pull the trigger to enter my trade. Okay, so everything has purpose. Now, like I said, my system, profitable in the beginning. To start with, profitable system is 3 things. Number 1, it's your strategy. Number 2 is your risk management. And number 3 is your trade management. Okay, it's risk management and trade management. In this video, I'm going to break down my strategy step by step. What is a strategy? Strategy is how you get from point A, looking for a setup, to point Z, entering a setup, okay? And that's exactly what I'm gonna break down. So I'm gonna break down this last trade on EuroGBP that I've taken. First, I start with the weekly, okay? First, I want to figure out, before I even start with anything, I want to figure out in which direction I want to trade. So I always look at the previous weekly candle close, because as you can see, if you have a weekly candle close strong bullish, it's more likely than less that the next weekly candle is also going to be bullish, right? So you want to trade in that direction. Now, when I was looking at this Euro GBP, as you can see, multiple weekly candles has no direction, just long wicks up and down and decision candles. Every time I face that problem, I just go to the lower time frames, which is daily, and try to identify the market structure. And here, the market structure was simple. The price was moving higher with higher highs and higher lows, higher high, higher low, okay? And with this move down to the downside, we broke this low to the downside and we switched from upwards moving market to downwards moving market. So since weekly time frame did not give me any confirmation, daily showed me that we are more bearish than bullish. So why would I even look for bias? I'm only looking for sells. Now I solved problem number 1. Figuring out which way I want to trade. I want to sell because the market structure on daily is bearish. My weekly and daily time frames are only responsible for my bias. That's it. I'm not looking for trend lines. I'm not jumping to different things. I'm only focusing on the bias. Now, we have 15 and 30 minute time frames. 15 and 30 minute time frames help me to identify where I want to enter. So now that I know that I want to sell, from which point I want to sell. So I only look at 15 to 30 minute time frames to see where I want to pull, where I will be looking to pull that trigger. And in this case, I can look back into 5 sessions. I don't go further than 5 sessions to the left because that information is not reliable. It could still work, but it's not as reliable. I didn't need to look all the way left because in this London session that we traded, I saw a beautiful distribution candle followed by an impulsive move inside of the London session. Since we're trading Euro GBP, we want London liquidity, okay? I saw distribution and impulsive move. I was like, okay, that's perfect. We have a clear bias that we only want to look for sells, and we have a fresh zone because let's say I have a zone here and I have a zone somewhere over here. If these two zones are perfect, let's say, I will always choose the zone that happened more recently because it's more relevant. Now that I have my supply level inside of the London session, and that is just recently happened, now I know that at this level, I want to sell. So now I answered my second question, where I want to sell. And last thing I need, that's it. Simple, repeatable process that has made me $400,000 in 5 months. Purely trading system, simple systematic process. Now, for that, I have also specific timeframes. For my entry confirmation, for me to pull the trigger, I go and look between 1 to 5 minute timeframes. Simple. Now I drop to 5 minute time frame, and I have 3 different entry confirmations. I have reversals, I have liquidity sweep, and I have Fibonacci premium or discount price. In this case, what I noticed was that the price had a swing high to swing low, created a new high and another swing low. So I was like, okay, we just created a new high, a new low. Let me pull out my Fibonacci tools. And when I did that, I noticed that my Fibonacci premium price levels, 0.705 and 0.791, aligns with my supply level. I was like, that is perfect. We have a clear bias, we have a clear supply that happened recently, and we have our entry confirmation levels that aligns everything in one spot. And I was like, okay, all I need is the price to go into this level, show me a rejection, and trigger my entry. What I did, I waited on a 5 minute time frame. I saw this wick rejection. Actually, I didn't enter in that candle. I entered on this candle after this rejection. I was going down. My stop loss was above the level, 5 pips, pretty small stop loss. I shoot between 10 to 25 pip stop loss, but in this case, since this setup was like that, it was just 5 pips. I entered this trade and it almost instantly went in to take profit with barely any drawdown. Simple. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need to overcomplicate it. The biggest mistake that I see people do is they start trading, they use these complicated strategies, and they cannot repeat that process. One day they look at different time frames for different things. The next day they're looking at different strategies. No. Consistent analysis equals consistent results. $408,000 profit. So you don't need to overcomplicate things. You need a system that could be easily repeatable. And that's exactly what I need. Every time I sit down at the charts, I know exactly what I'm looking for. Higher time frames, bias, lower time frames. Where I want to trade, supplier demand, liquidity levels, and finally entry confirmation. Step-by-step process. Now, this is my trading strategy. This is not my trading system, right? My trading system, I say profitable trading equals trading strategy, so TS, that's number 1. Then risk management, and then trade management. So I just explained you this process. What is my trading strategy? How I enter into my setup. But before I enter into my setup, I still need my risk management. Your risk cannot be the same all the time. Your risk needs to fluctuate based on the market conditions the price gives you, the markets give you, okay? So if the market conditions are perfect based on specific factors that I'm not gonna explain in this video, then you'll use higher risk. But there are specific factors that can come into play and go against your setup, then you remove your risk, then you shave off your risk, then you shave off your risk, right? But that's not it. That is what you need to do before you enter the trade. What do you do after you enter the trade? What do you do after you are in the trade? That's why you need trade management. This is profitable trading system. Your setups, your risk, and how do you act when you are in the trade, okay? I explained you just this. That's all you need. I promise you that you don't need anything else. This is what you need. So if you're watching this video, I want you to ask yourself, first, if your strategy is a simple, repeatable process that you repeat every single day, same way, Do you know what risk you're using before you enter any trade? Or do you use whatever risk you think is better based on your feelings? And lastly, what exactly you need to do to manage a trade, to get the most profitable trade you can, okay? If you want to join me, watch me trade live and learn this system, not just a strategy, but the system that has helped me to make this money and gain this consistency, click the link in the description. If you want, you don't have to, but I have multiple students gaining crazy profits and getting funded. And that's it. That's all you need to know, guys.